Before I go on, it will be very unjust not to mention Prophet T.B.Joshua. To be very unjust, I think, on my own side, to be very unjust not to mention this great man of God. I saw a saint. I saw a saint being buried some days ago. And we must honor this great man for what he has done, for the people he has touched, for lives he has impacted. I just wonder how many people were healed in his ministry. I wonder how many people gave their life to Christ in his ministry. I wonder how many people lives were just changed by the ministry of this man. But before I go on, I want to tell a story. I want to tell a short story before I go on. Some years ago, some 14 years ago, I was the media officer of the Super Eagles. I'd been a media officer for the Nigerian national team for 4 years. And in that 4 years, I was pastoring Christ Ambassadors Church. I was pastoring Christ Ambassadors Church, and I was media officer. So every time Nigeria had a game, I would fly to every part of the world, literally every part of the world. And one day, he called me and said this to me. He said, I know you enjoy the football. I know you enjoy because you played. But I hear you a pastor now. I said, yes, sir. I'm a pastor. I will never forget he said this to me. It is only what you do for God that will last. Only what you do for God that will last. And he said, if I were you, I would quit the Super Eagles job and concentrate on the church. I've never mentioned this to anyone. He said, if I were you, remember he had said to me, God will use you, and God will use you mightily. Say, if I were you, I will concentrate on the ministry and forget about the Super Eagles job. Immediately, I called the management of the NFF in those days, and I said to them, I will leave immediately after the World Cup. They did not understand where I was going. I did not give them any reason. I was the first person to resign. Immediately after the World Cup, I resigned, and I stopped being the media officer of the Super Eagles because this prophet called me and said, you need to concentrate on the work of God. And I was wise enough to know that God was speaking to me, and I quit and started concentrating on the ministry. So I want to say a big thank you to him for what God is doing in our ministry, for the miracles and the healings and the deliverances that are taking place here. It is because I heeded the voice of a man. And we want to say to him, adios. May the Lord keep your family, keep your ministry, and continue to do great things. I will never forget to say this. You taught us miracles. Through you, we believed in miracles. We heard of miracles. They preached miracles. But you demonstrated miracles. Good morning, T.B.Joshua.